Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jackie, and I'm here to help you pass your U.S. citizenship interview. A lot of you have asked me, what are the most asked questions during the naturalization interview? First, every application is different, and what you will be asked depends on the interview officer and your application. This list is based on feedback from actual applicants. I've already covered 15 of these common questions in this first video. Today I will share 15 more with you. Are you ready? Let's go. Have you ever failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? This is related to Part 12, Question 30H. It's okay if you need to pay child support or alimony. However, not paying child support or alimony shows that you don't have good moral character and will get your citizenship application denied. So, make sure to bring supporting documents to show that you are making payments regularly and your account is up to date. Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? This is related to Part 12, Question 30L. It is okay to receive stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, and public benefits such as food stamps or housing assistance. That will not affect your U.S. citizenship application. Misrepresentation means you provide information that is not true. So, if you provided false information to obtain these benefits or failed to pay back the government for an overpayment of benefits, then your application may be denied. This is again because you failed to show good moral character, which is one of the requirements to become a U.S. citizen. So, the answer to this question should be no. Did you register for the Selective Service? First, on your interview notice, under "You must bring the following with you to the interview," one of the documents is any evidence of Selective Service registration. This is only applicable to male applicants. If you are a female applicant, you don't need to bring that. Almost all men aged 18 to 25 who are U.S. citizens or immigrants, legally or illegally, living in the U.S. are required to register with Selective Service. Immigrants must register within 30 days of arriving in the U.S. If you're not sure if you've registered, you can use the following link to verify your registration. I'll put the link in the description also. If you didn't register for Selective Service, there are 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, you are still under 26 years old during the interview. You must register for the Selective Service before the interview. We'll put the link in the description for your reference. Scenario 2, you are between 26 and 31 years of age during the interview. You must attach a statement explaining why you did not register and provide a status information letter from the Selective Service. You can request a copy from the link in the description. Scenario 3, you are over 31 years of age during the interview. You are exempt and don't need a status information letter because you're outside of the statutory period. You can print out a form letter to explain the exemption. The link is in the video description. The next few questions are extremely important because they are related to the oath of allegiance. I want to make sure you completely understand them. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Very simple. The answer should be yes. If you want to become a U.S. citizen, you need to support the Constitution and the form of government of the United States. What is the Constitution? This is actually the first question in your civics test. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. What is the form of government of the United States? We covered this a bit more in detail in the first video. If you haven't seen it, check it out here. The simplest answer is republic. Republic. Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? The oath of allegiance to the United States is what you need to recite during the oath ceremony, and it is the last step before you officially become a U.S. citizen. So you need to fully understand it, and the answer to this question should be yes. Make sure to check out this video if you want to know what happens during the oath ceremony. And what is that? The officer is asking you to explain what the oath of allegiance to the United States is. The answer is a promise to be loyal to the United States. You promise to be loyal to the United States when you become a U.S. citizen. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Remember, you have to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States in order to become a U.S. citizen. So the answer should be, yes, I'm willing to. If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? First, bear arms means to use or carry a weapon, usually a gun. This question is asking you if, during a war, the United States asks you to use a gun to defend the country, are you willing to do that? The answer should be yes, I'm willing to. However, some of you might want to say no to this question because of your religious belief. You can say no to this question. However, there's a bit of prep work you need to do before the interview. What you need is a waiver to explain that your religious belief prevents you from bearing arms. You can get a letter from a secular organization, such as the Center on Conscience and War, to attest that your beliefs are sincere, meaningful, and deeply held. We will put the link in the video description. We would not recommend you showing up at the interview without a well-worded support letter from such an organization, since most immigration officers are not familiar about these or the concept of the modified oath. Also, remember, you will have to take a modified oath during the ceremony if you say no to this question. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces? This question is asking you if you are willing to assist the U.S. Armed Forces during a war if the government asks you to. The answer should be yes, I'm willing to. What are non-combatant services? Non-combatant services are services that do not engage in fighting during a war. So you're not carrying a gun or using a gun. Can you give me an example of non-combatant services that you can perform? Can you think of any examples? Some good examples are cooking for the soldiers, nursing, or translation. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? This question is asking you if you're willing to help out the country during a disaster if the government asks you to. The answer should be yes, I'm willing to. What is work of national importance under civilian direction? These are tasks that are important to a nation during a crisis, such as an earthquake or a hurricane. Can you give me an example? A good example will be helping the Red Cross to distribute water during an earthquake. All right, that's all. If you need help with your studying, check out these videos. I'll see you there. Bye.